everybody, welcome to the show, The Garage, the Court of Public Opinion. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux, and it's wonderful to have your company. Now, we've been talking, and we've decided that some of my rants are just too long. So, what we've decided to do is, instead of having one long rant, we're going to try having two shorter rants. 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning and 9 o'clock on Thursday morning, two shorter rants. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. And thank you to Peter Clayton, who has created our very own YouTube channel. It's wonderful having a radio station around the dining room table, jeremycordeaux.com, but having my own TV station, hey, how about that? That's fantastic. Now, the postings will come up on YouTube. Now, don't ask me how it's done. I have no idea. To me, it's like black magic. But you just go to Jeremy Cordeaux, YouTube, Jeremy Cordeaux, and it'll take you right there. Fantastic. Good old Canberra, the place where common sense goes to die. That's not my line. It belongs to Matt Canavan. I'm trying to get him on the show for Friday. It's a great line. Common sense goes to die in Canberra. I sort of believe that. The 47th Australian Parliament kicked off yesterday. Well, we'll see. Environment Minister Murray Watt's in town this week, looking at our toxic algal bloom, the worst in years. Well, looking's not going to help. But there you go. At least it's something. People might feel better. I think what the people want is compensation. People always want compensation. But what can you do? Sad news on the weekend. Alan Bergman died. You might not know the name, but you would know the music. He was 90. He and his wife, Marilyn, were responsible for so many wonderful songs, mostly from the movies. They won, let me see, I'm pretty sure, 3 Academy Awards. They worked closely with Michel Legrand, Barbara Streisand, Neil Diamond, Marvin Hamlish, some of the songs. Windmills of Your Mind, which came from the Thomas Crown Affair, which was a Steve McQueen movie, the original one I'm talking about. They did You Don't Bring Me Flowers, a wonderful musical called Yentl. Marilyn died a few years ago, and even though he hasn't been in the best of health, Alan was writing songs right up to the end of his life. A good life, well lived. A 50% increase in flu admissions, speaking of life. That's just here in South Australia. Less than 30% of people have had a flu shot. 4,000 people in hospital. This is in Queensland, and that is in just the last week. And the peak of this season is yet to come. Be careful. I can speak from experience. Be careful. There's a first, a record. The All Ordinaries has gone through 9,000 points. I don't understand, but I'll take it. Unemployment edging up 4.1%. It's up to 4.3%, making a rate cut next month a certainty. But the quarterly inflation figures will seal that. That's at the end of the month. And linked to all of this is a 48% increase in the number of businesses that have gone through the hoop. Do you believe that? Since Labor came to power, 25,975 businesses have gone bankrupt. 25,975. 7,000 in the building industry alone. I don't know. I don't know what you say about that. Is somebody out there going to join the dots? The story on 7 News on Sunday night, apparently there's a company out there that, listen to this, helps people spend their NDIS money. Because you see, if they don't spend it each year, it will not be allocated next year. Now this nonsense locks us into more waste. It's part of the $50 billion problem that is the NDIS. Now I think they call this sort of thing deficit budgeting. Deficit budgeting. This is what is basically wrong with our public service as well. Departments are given an allocation of money, a budget, and if they don't spend what they're given, they don't get more next year. So what do? Well, of course, they spend it on anything, anywhere, anyhow. Somebody has to do something about this insanity. Deficit budgeting, for God's sake. Who thought of that? Alan Joyce, former controversial head of Qantas, has announced that he is going on the celebrity speaker circuit at $10,000 a pop. $10,000. Gee, for an evening's work, $10,000 a pop. Gee whiz. I have no idea what he's going to talk about. My fertile mind tells me don't go there. Anyway, the leprechaun lives. In Tasmania, the fourth election in 7 years. Fourth election in 7 years. They love democracy, obviously. Or is it the sausages? This one, the election, not the sausage, produced the worst result for Labor in over 100 years. The Liberals won the greatest number of seats, 14. They need 18 to form a government. Their vote up 3%, Labor down 3%. It could be weeks till we get a clear picture. It'll take that long for the fog to lift. I love Tasmania. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. It really is. Foggy, but nice. God bless all those people who over the weekend demonstrated at the piggery. If you've seen the footage, you'll know what I'm talking about. Horrible, inhumane, criminal behaviour. Shocking cruelty. This sort of intensive farming has got to be banned. Here, in the court of public opinion, I tell you, we have to do something about this. It's just intolerable. Got to be forbidden, please. Somebody do something. We'll do whatever we can, but we can only motivate public opinion or inform. A huge chunk of land south of Mildura in northwestern Victoria has been given to 3 Aboriginal tribes. You may have read about this or heard about this. Thousands and thousands of square miles or square hectares have been given to these 3 tribes who have immediately banned entry to all other people. Now, I don't know what you think, but on Friday, 0491 65 68 60 is the studio telephone. Friday morning, 9 o'clock, live streaming for 3 hours, jeremycordeaux.com. Tell me what you think. I think it's appalling. No rates or taxes, no costs, no emergency services levy. The sort of stuff that is sending farmers broke all over this country, but not these people, not Aboriginals. Treat all people the same. A handful of people will, at no cost, have the exclusive rights, ownership to a large parcel of Victoria, to the exclusion of all other people, all other Australians. Why? Why? It's un-Australian, it's divisive, it's racist. How would you possibly get that through? And yet I noticed overnight we were being criticised yet again by the damn United Nations, taking us to task, telling us we are not being generous enough to refugees when there are too many Aboriginals in custody, and we pay about $100 million to belong to this ridiculous outfit, and they're criticising us. Look around the world. It's amazing. I'll have more to say about that on Friday. I love the way these car companies advertising their electric cars without mentioning that they're electric. I could just see the meeting around the advertising agency table. Yes, oh, there's this beautiful picture. Let's just not mention electric. No. No resale value, expensive, or no insurance. And they're far too expensive to buy in the first place. And yet another house fire here in Adelaide, a home in Unley Park, lovely suburb just down the way. Well, it's down on the plain. Unley Park, burned to the ground on the weekend, started in the garage. $2 million worth of damage. It's totally insane. But the media and everybody else seems to look the other way. The insurance companies are smarter. Now just wait till that starts to bite when you renew your house insurance and they say, do you have an electric car in the garage? Now we should keep an eye, talking about the United Nations, we should keep an eye on war-torn, politically or religiously unstable countries. Have you seen this stuff coming out of Syria? Out of all of these trouble spots will come refugees. I don't think Australia has a filter. We should. We should have a way to keep potential troublemakers out of Australia. Oh, that would be discrimination. And what is wrong with that, I say? A discriminating person used to be one with high standards. When did that change? Who changed that? I didn't. In Melbourne on the weekend, a man had his arm chopped off. Have you read about this? Literally, he had his arm chopped off with a machete. They wanted his iPhone. That sort of thing happens in Africa, not Australia. The thing I don't understand about multiculturalism is that so many people come from one culture to arrive in another basically because they're looking for something better. Perfectly reasonable. The first thing they do is to try and implant in the new culture that which they found unacceptable in the old. A lot of the stuff from which they have been trying to escape. I find that absolutely unbelievable. And it is fundamentally why multiculturalism just doesn't work. Your comments on Friday at the dining room table, ladies and gentlemen. 0491 65 68 60 is the number. Now, it's a studio phone. We only can take one call at a time, so if you ring and it's engaged, please ring back. Ring back later. But don't forget to ring. Australians are not having babies. Population growth is coming from immigration. You would know that. Some good, some bad. Some very bad. What have we done to the wonderful ideal of having an Australian family? It is hard not to blame socialist governments. Women have been subtly brainwashed from preschool, school, kindergarten, all the way through. They've been brainwashed into believing that the only worthwhile thing for a woman is a career. Motherhood has been denigrated and relegated. Why? Why did we let that happen? The government is busy changing the character and the culture of Australia. And I don't like it. I wouldn't mind if they were changing it for the better, but they're not. Now, we're here with the best wishes of the rising sun, 60 Bridge Street at Kensington. Their telephone number is 8333 0721. Grant and Jackie will take very good care of you, whether you're having a quiet dinner or a party, a product launch, whatever it is. Lots of atmosphere, open fires, regularly chosen as the best pub or inn in South Australia. Just lovely. They'll make you feel very welcome. And Elder Fine Art in Melbourne Street, North Adelaide. I'm going to get Jim on the program on Friday because he has an auction upcoming and he's out there scouting for paintings, and one of the ones he's looking for might be on your wall. You can talk to Jim Elder and his lovely wife on 8267-2869. He'll give you an absolutely free appraisal. He's out there looking for paintings. And I don't know what that one is that you're thinking about selling could be worth. It could be worth a lot of money. Now, we've got to keep this short, haven't we? 16-year-olds in the UK will get the vote. 16-year-olds. You can't buy a drink at 16. You can't go to war. You can't drive a car. You can't get married. You can't stand for an election. What is this for? 16-year-olds voting. The government wants it, clearly. They don't have the necessary experience, maturity, life experience, I mean. But they'll be able to vote at the next British election to decide the future of their country. These are the kids who are 12 years old now, today. And you ask why? Well, I'll tell you. Because they are most likely to vote Labour. As Winston Churchill said so wisely, if you're not a socialist as a youngster, you have no heart. If you're still a socialist at 40, you don't have a head. Keep in mind the United Kingdom was a world power. With the rise of socialism, it is now a welfare state with a great many problems. A pathetic shadow of its former self, I'm sad to say. Actually, there is an argument that the voting age should be 25, not 16, not 18, not 21. 25. I'm told that that's when we start thinking. 25. Takes a while. I wouldn't mind if any of this leftist stuff actually worked, but just look everywhere. Failure, loss, chaos, heartbreak. Great for the sale of AK-47s, Kalashnikovs. Whoa, oh, yes. Show me a socialist country, particularly in Africa, or anywhere, that has actually worked. Scandinavia a bit, but not without oil, North Sea oil. I've not been to Vietnam since it was taken over by the communists. I've not been to North Korea or any of that, or Cuba. But I don't know. Talk to me on Friday about the whole thing. The world doesn't owe us a living, which is the mantra of socialism. Freedom and free enterprise, opportunity, optimism, reward and incentive. That's what I believe in. I could be totally wrong, and I'll never know. Well, I won't know, I suppose, until the wash-up, but there probably never will be a wash-up. Happy birthday if you're having a birthday. 69 on this day. Apollo 11, still up there on the moon, coming back later in the week. July 22. Prince George, happy birthday, son of Prince William and Catherine, Duke and Duchess of Wales, second in line to the English throne, born in England this day in 2013. If you're having a birthday, I hope it's a lovely day. Wind me up when you like, Pete. Australian pilot Dick Smith, bless his heart, makes his first solo helicopter flight around the world, and he used to ring us. I don't know. Well, here's the electronic Dick, so I don't know how he did it, but he would ring us on the radio show on 5DN all those years ago, back in the 83, 84 period, telling us where he was and what he was doing from the helicopter, flying. It was wonderful fun. The world's worst movie ever, Plan 9 from Outer Space, was launched 1959. Why that gets a Guernsey, I don't know. Rose Kennedy, American matriarch, mother of JFK, RFK and Ted, born in Boston, Massachusetts, 1890. On this day. Don Henley, American rock drummer, singer, songwriter, the Eagles, Desperado, Hotel California, born in Linden, Texas, 1947. And if you're celebrating the day, I hope it's going to be fantastic. Don't forget to tune in on Thursday morning for another posting on Facebook, and all of this will go up onto YouTube, and I'll see you on Friday morning at 9 o'clock live streaming. Jeremy Cordeaux, believe in yourself, and thank you for viewing the Court of Public Opinion.